Welcome to the Filipina Playbook, the only channel that treats the Manila dating market for what it is, a goddamn war zone. You think you're here for a romance novel? Get real. This is a high stakes poker game where the buy in is your life savings and the table minimum is your dignity. You've been warned. I'm not here to sell you a fantasy. I'm here to hand you the field manual, the unwritten rules that separate the survivors from the cautionary tales. Pay attention because class is now in session. You're probably in your 40s or 50s, a little bruised from a life back west. Maybe a divorce left you gutted, or the silence of an empty house became too loud. You landed here, a pocket full of dollars and a heart full of hope, thinking your foreign passport made you a king. You saw her smile and thought you'd found a safe harbor. Kuya, listen to me. You're not a king discovering a hidden paradise. You're a tourist who just stumbled onto the felt during the World Series of Poker Finals. This isn't a game you can afford to learn by trial and error. Every hand you play has irreversible consequences. A wrong bet isn't just losing a few chips, it's funding a cousin's tuition, paying for an emergency that never seems to end, and watching your retirement account bleed out, one transfer at a time. The stakes aren't monetary, they are absolute. You are betting your future, your sanity, and the very possibility of not dying alone and broke in a country that is not your own. But you want to believe you're different, don't you? You think your connection is the real deal. When she whispers, Mahal, in your ear, you hear love, not expensive. Her attention feels like a spotlight, and you mistake it for the sun. Wake up. Her validation is the most dangerous drug on this island, and she's the master dealer. You are not the exception, you are the test. You are being judged against a brutal, invisible scorecard, and right now, you are failing catastrophically. So, listen to me very carefully. I am going to pull back the curtain and show you the machinery. This is your one and only intervention. I am giving you the playbook because I am tired of seeing good men get eaten alive by a game they were never meant to understand. You can choose to be the fool who gets played, or you can become the player who controls the table. It's your choice, but you will make it right now. This is your final warning before we begin. Forget everything you think you know about dating, about relationships, about love. None of it applies here. You are not in Kansas anymore. You are in a survival match, and the only thing that matters is understanding the terms of engagement before you bleed out. Before we go to rule number one, you need to answer the most critical question of your life. Be honest because your future depends on it. What are you really playing for here? Love, sex, or survival? Alright, you made your choice. Or you hesitated, and that's a choice too. Let's start mapping this war zone. Mistake number one, the rookie error that gets you pinned down before you even leave the wire. Thinking you're the only soldier on the field. You see another foreigner across the bar, looking just as lost as you, and you think you found an ally. Tanga. He's not your brother in arms, he's the competition, another buyer driving up the market price of affection. You're all fighting for the same limited real estate. You try to outbid him, don't you? He bought her a new phone, so you offer to pay her rent for 6 months. You think you're winning the battle for her attention, but you're just in a bidding war against yourself. I watched a guy from Australia, a sweet but clueless man named Kevin, do this for a year. He was so focused on beating the German guy who lived down the street that he financed a whole new life for his girl's entire clan, just to prove he was the better provider. And that leads straight into the next ambush, your desperate need for validation. You crave it more than sex. You want to be seen as the hero, the savior, the one who finally gets it right. When she praises you, it's a hit of pure dopamine, and you will pay anything for another dose. I knew a man who literally paid for compliments. He'd send a big transfer, and she'd flood his phone with messages about how he was the most generous, most handsome, most powerful man she'd ever known. he was bankrupt in 2 years. This battlefield is littered with traps, and the most common one is the emergency. It starts small. A cousin needs medicine. The roof was damaged by a storm you never saw on the news. It's a probe, a test to see if you'll flinch. You send the money because you want to be her rock, her solution. But you're not a solution, you're a budget line item. A guy I know, Mark, fell for this so hard. He drained his savings for a sick mother who somehow needed 3 different emergency surgeries in 4 months. These are the landmines on the front line, the basic ambushes that take out the untrained and the naive. You're learning the terrain, the immediate threats that can bleed you dry right at the start. But don't get comfortable just because you can spot a simple trap. This is still the easy level. The next mistake doesn't just drain your wallet, it systematically destroys your reputation and your will to fight. And it's the one almost every single one of you makes. So now we get to the mistake that ruins you. Not your bank account. You. It's not a financial blunder, it's a catastrophic failure of command. You think you're in a relationship, but you're actually in a long, grueling job interview, and the position is captain of the ship. Her entire strategy is to test if you are the captain who sets the course and weathers the storm, or just a taxi driver waiting to be told where to go and dismissed with a small payment. It's a test, and your neediness is the wrong answer sheet. Are you the captain or are you the taxi? The captain has a destination, a plan, a goddamn spine. The taxi just follows the GPS of her every whim, hoping for a 5-star rating and a good tip. When she creates a storm, a sudden argument, a jealous fit, she's not trying to hurt you, she's trying to see if the ship has a commander. She wants to board a vessel that is going somewhere, not get into a car that will just drop her off at the next corner when the meter runs out. And this is where your savior complex becomes your undoing. You want to solve her problems, calm her fears, prove you're the good guy. Stop it. When she brings you chaos, your job isn't to fix it. Your job is to remain unmoved by it. A captain doesn't abandon the bridge because one of the passengers is having a panic attack. Your emotional frame, your unshakable stability, that is the only qualification that matters. She needs to see that her storms cannot capsize your ship. It is the only thing that makes her feel safe. So when she starts a fight about a pretty girl who liked your photo or tells you about the ex who is suddenly trying to win her back, do not take the bait. It's a probe, a test to see if you are a man of substance or a hollow container of insecurities. The moment you get angry, get jealous, or start throwing money around to prove your value, you have failed. You've shown her your controls. You have proven you are not the captain. You are just nervous cargo. Your emotional control is the ultimate currency. It's more important than your pension, your passport, or your witty charm. She is auditioning for a leader who can navigate her out of a life of uncertainty and into a future of stability. Your impulsive reactions and desperate attempts to please her are not romantic. They are signs of weakness. They prove you are not qualified for the job. This isn't about winning her love. It's about not being disqualified from the role. The game changes when you stop negotiating with hope. Okay, enough diagnostics. Stop complaining about the weather and start acting like the air traffic controller. Your life is not a public airport where any damaged aircraft can declare an emergency and demand to land. It is a private runway built with your sweat and your money. Your purpose is not to be the destination, it is to provide the infrastructure for a smooth takeoff. But here's the rule you keep forgetting. Not every plane is cleared for departure. Your job is to manage the goddamn traffic. From now on, you operate a brutal zero-tolerance pre-flight checklist. Before she even gets to taxi onto your runway, you screen her. Does she have her own flight plan, or is her only goal to board your jet? Is she carrying excess baggage from past crashes? Does she respect the authority of the tower? These are not romantic questions. They are pass fail operational standards. You are not her emotional support animal. You are the gatekeeper of your own airspace. No clearance until the checklist is green. Next, you run the systems check. This isn't a date, it's a stress test. You deliberately introduce a small, controlled amount of turbulence to see how the aircraft responds. You say no to an unreasonable request. You hold a boundary when she pushes. You observe. Does she handle the pressure with grace, or does the fuselage start to rattle? You are not looking for a perfect flight. You are looking for structural integrity. Her reaction to your no is more important than 1,000 of her yeses. This gives you the only thing that matters: data. Cold, hard, unambiguous data. Based on that data, you make the go, no go call. If she fails the stress test, you do not try to fix the plane on the runway. You don't negotiate with a faulty engine. You abort. You wave her off and clear the lane for the next aircraft. Your only loyalty is to the integrity of your operation, your runway, your rules, your survival. It is not personal, it is purely protocol, and it will save your life. This is your new operating system, the runway protocol. Screen, test, decide. It is the only way to move from being the desperate passenger to being the man in the control tower. So write this down. Burn this checklist into your brain, because in the next section, the theory is over. We are moving from the simulator to the real world. You are going to take your first turn in the tower, and I expect you to have the sequence memorized. Do not fail this test. The game is not poker anymore. It's too slow. Now, we are playing ping pong on a glass table over a cliff. She is not trying to beat you, she is trying to make you flinch. Her every move is a serve designed to test your footwork, to see if you will lunge for a ball you can't possibly return. She serves you drama, a spin of jealousy, a hard slam of financial need. Your job is not to hit a winner, it's to simply stay in position and let her bad shots go. The serve comes in hot: a text message, a picture of a hospital bill. My dad needs an operation. It's 50,000 pesos. I don't know what to do. You see the ball coming, and your instinct is to dive, to be the hero who saves the point. Wrong. You put the paddle down. You let the ball fly past you. Your response? Cool and measured. That's serious. I'll be here for you emotionally. Which family members are you coordinating with to handle the payment? You didn't react. You observed. Point saved. Next serve. A late night photo of her with friends, captioned, "Guess who we ran into?" with a winking emoji. It's a spin shot, designed to make you jealous and insecure, to force a panicked, angry return. You want to smash your phone. Instead, you do nothing. You go to sleep. The next morning, you send a picture of your breakfast. Looks like you had fun. My day is looking productive. You didn't just return the serve, you changed the pace of the game. Her power play just became irrelevant. The championship point. She combines the attacks. The rent is late. She needs a new phone because she lost hers, and she can't see you tonight because she is so stressed she has to be with her family. Translation: no sex until the invoice is paid. This is her ultimate test of your frame. The taxi driver panics and pays. The captain calmly replies, "I understand. We can discuss your budget variance at our scheduled weekly meeting. Let me know when you're less stressed." You just won the match. You see it now, don't you? The entire strategy is a defense against your own impulses. She wins not when you give her the money, but when she proves she can make you feel like you have to. Every chaotic rally was a test to see if you would abandon your position. This brings us to the final, unbreakable law of this game, the one that governs all others. The one that determines if you leave this table with your assets or just a story about how you almost won. So let's put it all together. The captain, the runway, the ping pong match, they are all the same lesson. You are the flower, not the bee. The bee is drawn to the value you provide, the stability of your nectar. Your job is not to fly around buzzing desperately for attention. It is to be so rooted in your own worth that the choice to land on your petal is the only one that makes sense. Stop chasing, start becoming the prize. The access you crave is a consequence of your value, not the cause of it. This was never about her. It was never about the Philippines, the culture, or the money. It was about whether you would master your own pathetic, needy impulses. It was always about you. The ultimate truth is this: the man who controls his frame and his finances is the king. The man who outsources his emotional stability and his bank account to a pretty girl is the court jester, dancing for scraps of validation. That is the final unbreakable law. There is nothing else to learn here. The only thing left is to act. The theory is over. Now you show me you've learned something. Show me you're not just another tourist looking for a sad story to tell. If you are taking back command of your ship, if you are done being the taxi driver, drop captain in the comments below. I want to see a fleet, not a list of casualties. Like this video and subscribe, not for me, but as a public declaration that you are no longer playing the fool's game. Prove you're ready for the next briefing. For the serious strategists, the men who understand that Intel has a price, the super thanks and PayPal buttons are live. Fund the next mission. Your final assignment starts now. In the next 24 hours, you will say no to a request. Just once. Prove you have the discipline to deny something to get what you truly want. Honestly, make me wet with your newfound competence. Now go, stay sharp, and don't you dare become the cautionary tale they tell the next guy.